Everybody, now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show the fabulously talented, phenomenal actor, now director, Mr. Zack Ward, who's also known as Scut Farkas. What's up, and welcome to the Jimmy Star Show.
How you doing? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too. Let me introduce you to everybody, starting off with my cool, outrageous man about town co-star, Mr. Ron Russell.
How do you do? Now listen to me. Did you ever take oxycodone?
No.
Don't. I'm on 3 of them right now because of a surgery I had, so I'm not going to be responsible for my interview of you today.
That sounds like a challenge.
Well, we'll see when we get down to who you banging this week.
Uh-oh. Then we've got the man behind the boards, Mr. Chad Murphy.
Zach, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks. Nice to meet you, Chad.
Good to have you.
And we also have a chat room full of people, so say hello to everybody in the chat room.
Hi, everybody in the chat room.
And we just hung up with Rachel True, and she told us to make sure we say hello to you, and that she just did she's done 2 projects with you, and that you're fabulous.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart. She's awesome.
I love her too. Could you do us a favor? Take off your glasses and your hat so all of your fans can see you. There you go. You're so handsome. Why are you putting all that shit on?
It's just a late night. I finished working at 3:30 in the morning and just dealing with some family stuff. The glasses are also because I can't see. The hat's because I need to get a haircut. So.
Yeah, I know, but if you look like the porno films with the sunglasses and the nose.
Oh, really? Okay.
Take off the friggin' sunglasses.
No, he's okay.
That's not sunglasses. These are my being able to see glasses.
All right. You know how many girls want to see his face?
I know,
think he's cute.
But I like the way he looks in the hat and the glasses. So there, it works. And he's got a T-shirt that says meow.
And you have a lot of women right now in that chat room that are here for you.
Oh, thank you, ladies.
Well, listen, if you're not going to show your face, how about you take down your pants?
Wow.
I'm not wearing any pants.
Oh, see that,
He's
girls?
quick. He's quick.
I love him. I love him already. He's like my favorite guest already. Girls, did you hear what he says? No pants on. Get out your vibrators.
All right, so here we go. Hold on. Let's get started. So first of all, everybody should know who Zack Ward is. He's been in so many phenomenal things, and he's got a new movie that he just directed that we're going to talk about in a minute. But anybody who watches Christmas movies has seen A Christmas Story, and everybody knows that he's the little kid with the freckles and the braces who tries to beat Ralphie, right? It's Ralphie. Ralphie. And you are Scut Farkas, and I think that was your very first credit, right?
That was actually, that was my first feature film. Before that, I'd only done commercials, but that was my first movie.
We watch that movie every Christmas, and I'm not bullshitting.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The thing is, it's such a great movie. But not really because I'm in it, but because the director and the writing and Peter Billingsley, just a great film.
A wonderful Christmas movie. We watch it at Christmas time. It's a beautiful movie, and he's adorable, and you were adorable. The cast was really good. It was well done. Everything was where it should be.
So basically, though, you've been working ever since then.
That's
your IMDb is full. I mean, like, you've got so much stuff going on, it's like not even funny.
Thank you. I've been. My mom's an actress, so I grew up backstage at the Shakespeare Festival.
Who's your mother?
Pam Hyatt. She just turned 80 years old. Actually, if you guys saw my movie, she's the elderly lady in my film.
I didn't watch it yet. I have to say I bought it on iTunes last night, but I didn't have time to see it.
Yeah, no, only because I interview all the great legends of Hollywood. I had a show on Time Warner Cable called Set the Record Straight, and any actress that's 80, I've done Jane Russell, Lauren Bacall, all the biggies. And I thought maybe your mother would be one also.
Well, she was actually big in Canada. She left the United States and moved to Canada in the 60s and became Canada's Carol Burnett. And then she did quite a lot of theater. She worked with Maggie Smith. I'm sure you know who Maggie Smith is.
Absolutely. One of my idols. Are you kidding?
Yeah. I mean, when I look at you, I can tell that you dress just like her, out of respect for her work. So I grew up backstage at the Shakespeare Festival. And,
he was a joke.
I know, but
you dress just like Maggie Smith.
Well, yeah.
But my mom was huge in Canada, and I grew up watching her perform and being on film sets and being like I said, backstage at the theaters. I mean, I literally was like an 8-year-old boy playing with armor and swords and all this stuff at the Shakespeare Festival. Like, it was kind of like a little boy's dream come true. And then I started off doing commercials, and my first movie was A Christmas Story.
I did the same thing
That's a
you
good
did.
one.
My father was a set designer and builder, and my mother was an actress, Jenny Gabriel. So I was raised in that environment. And I remember when my father was doing theater in New York, he would build the sets, and I would be there while they were building them. And one was a cave, I'll never forget it, a gorgeous mountain with a cave. And I really wanted that cave. I was like crying, take it home, Daddy. Can I have it? I want the cave. He said, no, people have to come and see the show. I said, well, after the show is over, can I have the cave? He said, Ronnie, where are we going to put it? You need a big truck. I wanted that cave so bad. Did you ever do that?
I love the magic of being behind stage, though. You know, when you're a kid and you get to see that stuff being made, it's amazing.
Yeah, you see the prop, you see the plaster, and you see the beams and the paper shit that they put it together with. You know, from the front, it's beautiful. The flat looks gorgeous, but from the back, it's horrible. Anyway, yes, I can sympathize with you, but I was never an actor as a little boy because my mother didn't want me to be. My mother said...
His mother didn't want him to be either, I don't think.
No, but
Didn't I read
my mother said to me as an adult, I said, Mom, why didn't you want me to be an actor? She said, what, be a fag? They're all fags. Well, I'm a fag anyway, and I'm not an actor. So I got...
So she was right. Yeah, there you go.
So I got screwed on both accounts.
We're actually married. We're the only gay married syndicated radio television show like in the world, and
it's true. It's true. Did your mother ever fear that you'd be gay because you're an actor? That stupid old thinking. No, they thought that my mother, being an actress, was going to be a whore because her father said you're no good. You those women that act smoke cigarettes, and the women that smoke cigarettes are all putane, and you're going to be a putana if you're an actress.
Wow.
They had, back in the 20s, 30s, 40s, they had that stupid thinking.
Actually, he's 76, so
Right.
so he's going back a little ways.
A long time.
It is amazing to see how much of it has changed, and like I mean, because I grew up backstage, and my mom, I'm 46, turning 47, and so I grew up in the 70s, really, and so I was surrounded by a lot of gay men and people and drag queens, and they were family to me. And when I was like a 5-year-old boy, they were treating me like holy ground, this little person that they loved and they adored, and they were my aunties. And it's really refreshing to see that at least on the coast cities, where people are letting go of the fear and the concerns over shit that really doesn't fucking matter. And it's really nice to see society try and finally catch up with the rest of us so that the heart of people is what's important and their actions, not really what they do in the privacy of their own fucking home. And I'm really excited that we're getting rid of that crap, or slowly.
You know what? I found something about straight people that never is publicized or spoken about. A lot of straight men like to put me down or alienate me because it makes them feel special. They're straight. They're in the world of straight people, and they're perfect. We gay people are demented. We're garbage. So if they treat us like garbage, they stand up as like, wow, aren't I great? I'm straight. Truth of the matter is, half of them have been done for trade all their lives, and they won't admit it. Now, anybody out there who doesn't know what the expression done for trade means is that's when a straight guy gets a blowjob from a queen, and he pretends he didn't like it.
Well, it's the same thing as any form of bullying. I went to 8 different schools before junior high. My name was Zack in the 70s. There were no other Zacks. I had red hair. I had no father. I had a miniature poodle named Tinkerbell because I thought I looked like Peter Pan, and Peter Pan's sidekick was Tinkerbell. So I got the shit kicked out of me everywhere I went. And people like to pick on other people because it gives them a sense of empowerment. That's the reason why I travel around the country every year and I raise money to help bully prevention. I use Scut Farkas as a lightning rod of conversation to show how much it's changed. And, I think bullies are always going to be bullies, whether it's because you're black or you're gay or you have red hair or you're different. People are going to look for that. And when they can accept themselves, then they can stop judging everybody else so harshly. I usually think it comes from their own their own sense of self-hatred. The other day, this is a true story. True story. Hold on a second. The other day, I was looking at Scarlett Johansson, right? And she was in a movie, and I was like, oh, you know what? I'd really like to see Scarlett Johansson's boobs. Because now with the internet, you can do this. So I Google like Scarlett Johansson naked, and this website comes up, and it blew my fucking mind, dude. It was the selfies that have been released by Scarlett Johansson, and she's a lovely looking woman. That's fine, but underneath there, it was called Celebrity Fatwa or something like that. Basically, that extremist movement. So everybody's writing underneath that is like, I want to fuck her, that evil American whore. I want to teach her a lesson. And you're like, do you guys not read what you're writing? You want to have sex with this woman because she's a beautiful woman. Accept that. That's fine. Then you want to punish her because you don't like yourself. And now you're calling her evil things that are based in Islamic law because you're upset with yourself for wanting to have sex with the woman. And that's just your photo, you dumbass.
And they do that with everybody.
They
it's
do
terrible.
the same thing with Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, and I'm so against it. Stop calling them names. Stop insulting their children, their family members, Donald's mother. These people have nothing to do with Hillary or Donald. How dare the media or whoever it is go after the family members? The little boy now, Donald Trump's little son, this morning I saw it on the news. They're making fun of the little boy. They said, there he is with an arrogant, smug attitude just like his father. This is a 10-year-old boy.
He's 7.
7. What's wrong with you? And it's like you said, they're taking their hate for themselves out on him. Hillary, calling Hillary a lesbian. You know, the gay community knows she is. We're not going to go publicizing it. So she's a bisexual woman. So what?
I don't care about her sexuality. I care about her politics.
Exactly. She's not going to conquer the world with her pussy, so that she's going to do it with something else. So leave it alone. And I wish the people out there would hear me and not do that stupidity name calling.
Unfortunately, they do it with everybody.
They're bullying. The people that say those dreadful things on Facebook about the two of them are bullying them. That's another form of
bullying. They're bullying everybody, though, and it's just too much. It's got to let go, and I think it's really
a hatred world. It's an evil world of negativity and hatred, and I don't know what gives them the right to think that they have the right to go public and insult the family members of these two people. It's hideous.
Well, it's just people in general, because it's happening to
I'm
everybody.
talking now about these two people.
Okay.
One may be the president of the United States, and then what are you going to do? What if Trump becomes president? What are you going to say? Hey, fuckface, and your ugly son and your whore wife? That's nice. Let the world know what we think of our president.
Anyway, I think it's really cool that you do all that with it all. I want to go real quick because I've got a million questions for people in the chat room.
Okay.
They want to actually know: do you watch A Christmas Story on Christmas? And does your family watch? Like, do you watch it? And does your family watch it during the holidays?
No, I don't really watch it. You typically around the holidays, from Thanksgiving through Christmas, I'm in a different city every single weekend and raising money for different charities. The movie's usually playing pretty constantly in those environments, so it's always on in the background. But more so, the interaction I have with people who are telling me about their experiences. That's they tell me how they watched the movie, how they see it with their grandfather, their father, their kids, their families, and that's the connection I have. For me, I have watched it. I think the last time I watched it in its entirety was about a year after Bob Clark passed. You got to understand, for me, it's a very different story.
Right.
In the sense that I did that when I was 13 years old.
You were that old? I thought you were younger.
No, I was 13.
You looked younger than 13. You didn't look 13.
Yeah, okay.
I thought your character was around 10 or 11 years old. 13.
Okay.
You
look very young.
The biggest one out of
them. No, I know, but when he was young, he was still very young, just a tall kid.
Yeah.
And another thing, you may not like seeing yourself. I never watch any of the movies I've done, television, or anything that I've done, because I think I'm fat, old, ugly, and a lousy actor.
I don't mind watching myself. My job, the 2 films that I just produced, I directed one of them, and so I have to give myself direction, and I also edited the film. But it's more so it's got to do with, that's part of my life where, like, Bob Clark is dead. Gene Shepard is dead. Darren McGavin is dead. I was 13 years old. It's a constant reminder of mortality. And so I prefer to keep present with the experience of the people that the movie affects, as opposed to looking at my own past and languishing in that. Because sometimes, depending upon how your Christmas is going, Christmas can be pretty depressing. So I don't watch it in its entirety, but I will say that the last times that I have watched it, the difference, because now I'm a filmmaker and a writer, the way I look at the film, I respect it even more so, the brilliance of its subtleties. Like, most people don't catch this, but the movie is basically Homer's The Iliad.
Yes.
It is, it's Theseus. And the gun, the toy, the Red Ryder BB gun is not a Red Ryder BB gun. The Red Ryder BB gun is the metaphor saying that he's earned his father's respect. It doesn't matter what it is.
Right.
And those things that you fight for, those experiences in the film are timeless. That's the thing that's amazing about it. There's a book by Joseph Campbell called The Hero of a Thousand Faces. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it. It's a very famous seminal work, and it discusses the idea that all human mythology connects to the same story value. The one thing that all three of us in this conversation share is that when you were born, you came out of the womb and you were put on the mother's breast and you looked at her face. And that's the first thing you take in outside of milk. And so that's one thing that connects all of us around the entire world. So our mythology, our hero stories are very similar. Luke Skywalker is Camelot with the sword and the stone. And that's a very obvious example, but those permeate our culture and they bind us together. Story that identifies us as people. The things that overreach the horribleness of our nature are the things that connect us for the greater good. And what I find so brilliant about A Christmas Story is they've embedded all of these ideologies and arcs into the process of a little boy. Right. So that regardless who you are, you can watch it and feel like that guy represents you. And Peter's performance and Bob Clark's directing and the writing is fucking genius. I mean, the fact that Peter stumbles and stutters through his words makes him even so more lovable because he's fallible, as opposed to you look at what's made nowadays on Nickelodeon and Disney, and it's shiny, shiny shit.
Yes.
With perfect fucking people that I don't like.
Yes, absolutely.
What do you think about the house and the fact that they charge people money to go into the house?
I think it's great. I think the fact that...
Where does that money go?
That goes to supporting the people who created the business and took the risk. That's good business.
I would have liked...
I mean, the fact is, if you haven't been there... they do a lot of charity stuff as well, but the fact of the matter is they took a huge risk. They bought the house. They fixed the house. They invested their own time and money into doing it. It was like a husband and his wife and their newborn baby. And they have created something that for the city of Cleveland is just it's precious. It's adored.
Okay, so let me move forward in your career a little bit, a lot of it, actually. First of all, I want to say I loved it when you were on Titus. We had Christopher Titus on the show. Funny guy. We had such a good time with him. I hadn't seen a whole lot of comedic stuff from you before that, so the show was great. Everybody listening, you should definitely go and see it. Zach's one of the main members, but let's go because we only have about 8 minutes left, and I want to get on to
this show has flown.
I know.
Great
we want to
guests.
get onto your
Two
new film.
good guests
You have a new
today.
film, Restoration. From what I understand, I heard it was your directorial debut, but I actually saw that you also directed a couple other things, like some shorts or something before it. Is it your first?
Yeah, hold on 2 seconds. I'm going to catch you something. Here we go.
I'm so happy, everyone, that I didn't pass out. I'm doing really good. I'm swaying all over the place. I mean, I'm flying around the studio.
Bam!
There we go. Okay.
What is that?
So this is his new film, everybody. It's called Restoration. You're in it and you directed. Is it your first feature film directorial?
Yes, and I wrote it, produced it, directed it. I'm in it, and I edited it. And it's the first feature that I've directed. I've directed short films and spec pilots, and I produced another movie called Don't Blink with Brian Austin Green and Mina Savari. That's on Netflix right now and Showtime. It's gotten very good reviews. But Restoration was my first one that I directed, first feature, and it was a lot of work, and it's been getting really good reviews. You guys will like this review. Can I tell you my favorite review so far?
Yes, absolutely.
You'll love this. I'm trying to give it the proper. Okay, Zack Ward. There's this guy's a troll basically, and so he's like says a bunch of shit, and then he goes, Zack Ward is a hot ginger who should spend more time taking off his clothes in order to distract us from his complete and utter lack of acting ability.
Who wrote?
I thought that was awesome. I was like, there's a big fat stinky dude in a basement somewhere in the Midwest yelling at his mom to leave him alone. I'm working on the internet, Mom. Stop it. I'm blogging. You know what the situation.
First of all,
Actually,
in the chat room, they're all talking about what a hot redhead, what a handsome redhead you are, what they're saying.
The guy that wrote that review is probably desperately, madly in love with you, and you are his masturbation fantasy always.
I try. It's a ginger thing. It's a ginger thing.
So where can people get restoration?
I would never let that review get to you.
He loves it.
I thought it was fucking hilarious. Restoration is on iTunes right now and all the VOD formats. So it's on DirecTV and Comcast and Ubiquity and Google Play and Amazon. And it's coming out on Amazon DVD July 5th. So like in a week and a half. Yeah.
And how was that then, since you wore every hat just about, and how hard is it to direct yourself? Is it hard or is it easy for you?
It's easy in the sense that I trust myself to show up on time. I know I'm not going to give me any problems on the set. I can pay me whatever I want to pay me. I'm going to be there when I need me, so that's great. When it comes to directing yourself, luckily I wrote it as well with James Cullen Bresic. So I knew the role I needed to play, and I kept it simple, and then my producing partner would look at the monitor and go, one more.
But wait a second. Don't you think all we actors, when we work, we're directing ourselves? I know I am. I take the speech, and I do it what I want, and if everybody likes it, we shoot it. So I'm in essence directing myself.
Right.
So it's easy to direct yourself. It's hard.
There is, I agree with you. However, I would also say, yes, absolutely. As an actor, it's your decision. You're supposed to make strong choices to empower your performance. But on the flip side, when you're also trying to look at it through that lens, literally through that lens, for your proper framing and the light and how you're doing that, it becomes difficult. Yeah.
The techniques definitely are. You have to have them down to pat. But I'm talking about the actual emotional performance that you direct. You know when to pull the tears, pull the laughter, pull the anger. It's
easy. You just grab one hair off your scrotum and you pull it out really quickly, and the tears. That's my method. Yeah.
Right.
So I do this thing that I like to do, and it's basically I like to go through your IMDb and pick out people that I think it's really impressed that you worked with. I want to just go over a quick list of people. Number one, I want to say, we have all kinds of actors on the we've had Academy Award winners, and we have a lot of people who are great character actors who are working all the time. And one thing that I was really impressed with on your IMDb is that basically on almost even the big movies you're in, except for Transformers, which everybody he was in. I
didn't see Transformers.
Transformers is the awesome movie, but you're in the top 4 actors on IMDb in your credits in almost in 95% of every movie or TV show that you've been on, which I think is super impressive.
Thank you.
And also, I think it's super impressive for TV that you had a role on Breakout Kings, because I love that show. And that girl, now I forgot her name, but I'm gay, but if I was straight, I think she's the hot. She is so hot. That girl, all black hair. She is so gorgeous. I forgot her name.
She's like a buff, sexier version of Megan Fox.
Yeah. So here's kind of my list, just for people to hear what a great career you've had and some of the great people you've worked with. Jonathan Taylor Thomas, Rachel True, who we just had on the show, Devin Sawa, who we've had on the show, Francis Fisher, Fairuza Balk, Tom Arnold,
I love Francis
Christopher
Fisher.
Titus, who we've had on the show, Billy Crudup, Stacy Keach, Ken Kersinger, which we've had on the show, Francis McDormand, Anna Paquin, Mila Jovovich, Chris Marquette, who's been on the show, Robert Englund, John Voight, Josh Duhamel, Shia LaBeouf, Megan Fox, John Turturro, Lance Henriksen, who's been on the show, Bill Mosley's been on the show, Cuba Gooding Jr., Taryn Manning's been on the show, Jason Mewes has been on the show, Bruce Davison, who I love Bruce Davison, Mina Suvari, Brian Austin Green, Shannon Doherty, and J.K. Simmons.
We never interviewed John Voight.
I didn't say he was on the show.
Oh, I heard him say his name.
He's one of his people that he's worked with.
I know John well. because my daughter Deirdre and his daughter Angie used to play together. We lived in Beverly Hills and they went to the same school. So I knew John because we used to take the kids out. And of course, Frances, I love. Frances is
Frances is amazing.
Love her.
So
her.
if you,
She's a sweetie.
Do you have a certain like actor that you would be like, oh my gosh, like this is somebody I'd really like to like be in a movie with, either male or female, or a male and a female? Who are like two?
I mean, I would love to work with Scarlett Johansson, and I'd love to work with John McAvoy.
There you go.
Now Scarlett Johansson, okay, I think she misses in a lot of areas. And what makes her so special to you?
The thing that makes her so special to me is that she is a brave actress. She's a beautiful woman, but she's also very smart. I've actually hung out with her a couple of times, actually. Once at her and Ryan Reynolds' house, and the other time at a bar in New York City. But I had to leave because this woman's purse got purse snapped, and I had chased after the thief. Anyways, one of the things that
snapped the purse.
Yeah, I chased down a purse thief in New York City. Probably not a good fucking idea. But so what makes her so interesting to me is like the type of films that she takes risks on. It's not just about the two-dimensional aspect of her physical beauty. There's a lot of layering to her performance value, and I know from having conversations with her, she's a very sweet, heartfelt, intelligent, non-offensive person.
Why don't you ask her out? You're sweet on this one.
I have a girlfriend that I live with, and I'm very, very blessed to have a wonderful relationship with someone who cares and loves me very much, and vice versa. So,
keep her on the side. Go for the main.
Don't tell us.
Here's the thing: is like when I was doing restoration, I told my girlfriend, I said, look, the lead actress Emily O'Brien plays Rebecca, and Adrian Gaeta, who plays Todd. I came home one day and I was talking to my girl, and I was like, I'm getting a crush on these people, a complete platonic crush. And that's part of the thing that I love about the creative process is I can fall head over heels in love with you for the process of what we're doing. Doesn't mean I want to rub my genitals on you or want to be sexual with you. It means that I'm connecting in a way that makes my soul sing. Yes. And that's my driving force. Trust me, I've had my heyday. I've been a bad man. But that doesn't interest me as much anymore as creating something that profoundly motivates and inspires people. So it's worth the shot.
When I was working on the McMillan set, do you remember the TV show McMillan and Wife?
Yeah.
He's not old.
Yeah.
Okay.
I only wanted to rape Rock Hudson. Fantasies of getting a gun and putting him in a car and taking him to a motel and tell him, take all your clothes off, and then I'm going to kill you if you don't have sex with me.
Well, that's not creepy at all. That's good.
Not creepy at all. So in the chat room,
did you ever meet Rock Hudson?
No, sir, I did not.
Oh my God, he was somebody to meet. What a voice, what a man, what a personality, what a nice guy.
So we also have a question in the chat room, and they want to know like who are some of your directorial influences?
Okay, Kurosawa is a big one. Spielberg is a big one. Fincher I just adore Fincher. I mean, right there you've got
the best.
Yeah, they're just amazing.
Better than that.
The thing I love about directing is you're constantly learning and bringing new information in. There's a website that people can check out called Every Frame of Painting. It's a YouTube channel. It's an education. It's awesome.
Did you ever want to smack an actor because they don't get it?
Oh yeah. Or I've had people. Oh my God, I've had people audition and they're great in the audition room, and then they hit the ground and we're shooting the scene and it's like, and action. Better get a Red Bull. It's going to be a long night. You're like, what the fuck was that? What's it doing? And go again. Take two. Action. Better get a Red Bull. It's going to be a long night. You're like, I will fucking kill you.
He's going to tell you that I'm one of them.
Yeah, Jimmy and I were in a movie, and I told Jimmy to leave the movie because he would embarrass me and himself. Jimmy does not know how to act, but Jimmy reads lines. And the line was, we shot it in a parking lot late at night, and the cameras. It was a very difficult shoot because it was a shooting and
I
whatever.
suck. The whole thing is just I suck. People put me in their movies because I have phenomenal networking and marketing skills, and they want me to market.
It came time. I'm in the car. We're carrying on. Bum, 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 bing, bing. You know how you get when you're working. And Jimmy's line was, "Oh, they're shooting at us."
Wow.
I'm not any good. I've been in a bunch of movies, but I'm not any good. And I know I'm not any good. No, I'm not like other people who think they're
Jimmy
good.
reads lines. So I said to Jimmy, Jim, could you get a little emotional? Could you say, even interpret it differently? Oh, my God, they're fucking shooting at us. But just don't use that because it's not the line. But think it. Oh, my God, they're shooting at us. Oh, yeah, I got it. Oh, my fucking God, they're shooting at us. If I had it on camera, it would have gone out. YouTube, 3 million people. It was the best. I'm only sorry we don't have it. Jimmy Starr, worst actor.
I can't sing. Some people can act. I can't sing, so it's all fair.
I know. I don't worry about it because I don't take it serious. I think it's fun, and I like to be on sets. And I used to be a costume designer, and I worked on Fast and Furious and a bunch of big stuff. And
see, but I don't get it because to me, acting is the easiest thing in the world.
I'm not any good, but I like doing this.
It comes so easy to me. I mean, I've become what I'm saying.
So we've got 1 minute. Hold on. We've got 1 minute. We got to do some promotions. All right, everybody. So we want you guys to make sure you go to iTunes or any digital download and download Restoration. It's an indie film. It's got really good reviews. I downloaded it last night. I'm going to watch it. It's fabulous. If you want to find out more about what's going on with Zack Ward, you can go to www.zackward.me. That means you have a Mac, right?
No, that just means I couldn't get .com because some dickhead took my name. So that's what that means.
I hate that when they do that.
Isn't that awful how
they all do that? And also, you guys, he's on Twitter, but it's not Zack Ward. It's Total Zack Ward on Twitter. So follow @Total Zack Ward on Twitter. Check out
Instagram.
And Instagram, he's Total Zack Ward also. Also, check out a bunch of his movies. He was in Wild America, Transformers, Alone in the Dark 2. Watch Breakout Kings because it's a great show. Resident Evil Apocalypse, Sharknado, Heart of Sharkness, which I didn't watch that, but it's on TV. No, he was on the mockumentary they made about Sharknado. It's on YouTube for free, everybody. I started watching it today just to see what it was.
I think it's free is the right price for that thing, yeah.
Don't Blink, Postal. He's been in tons of great stuff. He's worked with tons of great people. Follow him on Twitter, and we want to thank you for coming on the show. You're a superstar. And anytime you got anything to promote, let us know. We have about 30 million listeners.
Absolutely. Our next movie comes out in September, so I'll hit you guys up then.
Hit me up, and we'll bring you back.
And if ever you need a good old actor, an old one that looks halfway decent and that can act, give me a call. I'm going back to work. We're moving back to California. And my agent is excited, and she said, will you go back to work? And I said, well, I haven't worked in like 10 years. I've been doing this shit, but I'd be happy to go back to work.
Anyway, we got to go because we're out of time. Zack, thank you so much. Good luck.
I have a film coming up. It's Michael Damian's part 2 of
High Strung Movie.
High Strung Movie. Have you seen High Strung yet?
No. Send me a link.
Please. It's fabulous.
Right.
It's beyond fabulous.
All right, we got to go. We're out of time. Zack, thank you so much. Have a good one. Say hello to the girlfriend. Take care.
Thank you, guys. It was a pleasure. See the movie.
Restoration, everybody. Bye-bye.
Our pleasure. Two.